someone that my mother knew, an acquaintance of my mother's, contacted her and asked her whether or not I had Lyme disease. She had evidently heard I had Lyme disease, and my mother said, yes, she has Lyme disease. And she said, well, I have something I want to give her.
What did you say?
So my mother called me and said, a lady that I know gave me some information about a product that she thinks is going to help you. And she wants you to go to this website, and she wants you to call her. So I remember distinctly, I was laying in bed. I hadn't been out of bed all day. I was really sick. I didn't feel good. I didn't want to look up a website. I didn't want to call anybody. A couple more weeks go by, and I had gone up to visit my mom. She came up to me and she said, "Are you Chelle?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "I'm Annette." And I said, "Okay." And she said, "Did your mother give you a website and my phone number?" And I really had to think hard. And then I remembered that just brief conversation. I said, "Oh, yes, she did." And she said, "Well, did you go to the website?" And I said, "No." And she said, "Okay." Well, she says, "I really need to talk to you about this." So she started talking to me about some of the science behind the product. And she said, one of the reasons that I am excited to give this to you is that she says, one of the ladies that I know had Lyme disease. And she said she started taking this product. And she said, because of what it is and what it does, she is so much better. Her symptoms have gone away. And she said, I just can't tell you, but I know how much it helped her. Now, when she mentioned Lyme disease, and she mentioned what had happened and that this lady had it, I started paying attention. Because to date, I don't know anything that is curing Lyme disease. If you catch it in the first 2 years, I know that a month, 2 months course of antibiotic will generally kick it out of your system. But after 30 years, after 4 years, after 5 years, after 15, after 30 years, I don't know that there's anything that is going to kick the Lyme disease out of your system. And so when she said that this lady had had Lyme disease for many years, not as long as I have, but many years, and that this product had made such an impact on her that she believed herself to be Lyme-free, I started paying attention. So then she started telling me how it does what it does and why it does what it does, and it made a lot of sense to me. The science behind it made sense to me, and I said, okay. And she said, I want you to keep track of your symptoms now. I want you to write them all down. And she says, and I want you to keep track of what happens. And she says, so I want to hear from you every few days. And I thought, every few days, it's okay, I'll let you know once a month how much I'm getting better. But I said, okay, every few days. And she says, well, I'll see you in the next couple of days because we'll both be here. And she says, I want you to tell me, what's going on. She gave me a case of this product called ASEA. And I thought, okay, that's an interesting name for it. And she said, well, she says, here's what you do. And she explained what I do. I take 2 ounces in the morning, 2 ounces at night. And she says it kind of tastes a little salty, but she says it's not a bad taste, and so just try it. So I remember thinking, oh, here we go again. I remember talking with my mother on the way home in the car, and I began to think, I wonder if this really might do what they say it might do. Hope. But I was so afraid to hope again. I was so afraid of thinking this might do it, or it might even be helpful. I didn't even have a hope that it would do something significant for me. I just knew that if it did one little thing, if it could help me sleep better, if it could help me not be nauseous, if it could help me get through this round of treatment better than I did the last time, I thought maybe it would be worth it. Maybe it would be worth taking for the rest of my life. Maybe it would be worth taking for several months. Maybe it would be worth trying. And I started hoping again. So that night I took my first dose. I was so excited I didn't wait till the morning. I took my first 2-ounce dose. And my mother was very excited to know what we were doing. I told she goes, oh yeah, that's the lady I told you about, and that's, you know. I said, oh, okay, well, she gave me this stuff. She said, oh, that's really cool. So that night when we got home, about 8:30, I took the ASEA. We ate some dinner, and then I went to go get my pills. When I was putting together my pills, I put together my morning and night pills, and I realized that I had not taken a sleeping pill. The sleeping pills for the night before were still in the container. And I went, oh, I didn't take sleeping pills last night. But I slept pretty good, as if I had taken sleeping pills, and I thought, I wonder. No, it's not possible after one dose of going to bed and sleeping. It's not possible. It can't be possible. But I said, okay, so let's test this. So I took my sleeping pills out for that night, and I put them back in the bottle. So went to bed. Didn't think much of it.
This was after drinking it.
After the ASEA, yeah. And so at this point I had 2 doses of ASEA. No, I had 3 doses of ASEA. I had the night before, that morning, and then now this was the second night. So I had 3 doses of ASEA. So that night I went to sleep, and I woke up and didn't think that much about it until I got up and I saw the bottle of ASEA sitting on the deck, and I went, I slept pretty good last night. Okay. Fresh air. I was tired. I thought of every excuse in my mind as to why I slept as if I had taken a sleeping pill. I saw no difference between taking the sleeping pill of the years before and the 2 nights I haven't had a sleeping pill. So I thought, okay, fresh air, I'm excited about a new product, placebo effect. I mean, all of these things went through my mind. And I realized that today I had a little more energy. I was interacting with my mom a little bit more. I wasn't hanging on the shopping cart. I was actually a little more excited about life, and I thought, that is just really strange. How could that be? Talked with Annette, and she says, how are you feeling? I said, actually, I'm not feeling too bad. It's only been 2 days, but, and I don't really think this is the ASEA, but I'm feeling a little more energy. And she just smiled at me, and she says, yeah, it's the ASEA. And I said, well, it's only been, she said, it's the ASEA, trust me. She said, just wait. So this continued, and from that night on, from that day on, I still haven't taken sleeping pills. I am completely off sleeping pills. I remember waking up about the 4th or 5th morning. I had no nausea. Yeah, it ached a little bit. I hurt a little bit. My body, I still had the fibromyalgia, which I will have for a long time to come. But I remember waking up feeling as if I was alive. Feeling as if I had hope. Feeling as if, and I can't just describe it, I've heard other people describe it as a sense of well-being, and I suppose that is probably the best way to describe it. I just feel better.